I'm just going to talk here ever so briefly and with the proper restraint about a new song I've just released to Bandcamp that I think is probably for sure one of my best and oriented and engineered to please. More than some of my stuff, probably most of it. This one, it's got a hook and it kicks. Real good. And it's made with one. Well, I actually what I did is I did the vocal track first a cappella, but I did that carefully. And then I did a bass line, a sick ass bass line that is one of the best things I've ever done, but just on my laptop keyboard, a MIDI keyboard bass. Then I recorded the bass again and filtered it through a dirty, dirty sounding amp. So you got that nasty bass, and then two live off the floor guitar parts that are almost more decoration or decorous in function, or like pillars maybe to help. They're load bearing or something, load bearing guitars, and then the rest is just drums. Uh, this song, like so many of the things I do in the song or sort of song based arena or venue, it has a lot to do with the fall and Marky Smith. And that's what that bass line is about. Trying to replicate, like one of my favorite songs, for example, Dr. Buck's Letter off the Unutterable from, I think, 2001. Uh, so, and Smith himself has said, going back to the dawn of the fall in the 70s in northern England, that they figured out what the band was when they figured out that dirty bass sound. I mean, and the bass sound was how the Fall figured out how to make songs. um, and so there you go. And that influence persists certainly in my work. And also, though, doing the bass part as a MIDI part on my laptop uh, reminds me, and feels like it is, in a sense, a little bit me paying homage to one of the favorite things I ever saw at Calgary's Sled Island Music and Arts Festival. It was a good set. It was XI, which is a metal band led by Canadian saxophone extrapolationist Colin Stetson. Sometimes he gets that baritone out, and it's like Wales up there. And in the band was the very great multi-instrumentalist and mystery man. He's a strange and interesting character, Shazad Ismaili. And playing with this big throbbing metal guy, he was providing all of the bass parts with like a little Moog synthesizer in his lap. And he was sitting on the stage, and he was wearing a winter coat in the basement of the Palomino. It was hot down there, and also not especially cold outside. So that was some fucking dope shit. I don't know what the coat was all about, but I dug it hardcore. Anyway, so that's I mean, if he can, play bass in a metal band with a tiny Moog synthesizer, then I can play bass in my band with my laptop. All right. Peace and love, harmony.